Suki Panesar is in a happy relationship with Eve Unwin, much to the disappointment of her ex-husband, Nish Panesar. After being together for over a year, Suki and Eve only made their relationship public following Suki's split from the abusive Nish. Recently, Suki was shocked when Nish brought her former love interest, Ayesha, to Albert Square. Ayesha, the wife of the man Nish murdered over 20 years ago, was someone Suki had secretly harbored feelings for, a truth she only revealed last Christmas. Upon learning that Ayesha shared her sentiments and had been living openly as a lesbian for years, Suki was initially rattled. However, after a discussion with Ayesha, Suki realized what she truly wanted and proposed to Eve, who gladly accepted. Eve Unwin is overjoyed in her relationship with Suki Panesar, despite the interference from Suki's ex-husband, Nish Panesar. Having been together for well over a year, Eve was relieved when their relationship became public after Suki's split from Nish. However, Eve's happiness was threatened when Nish tried to stir trouble between them by bringing Ayesha, Suki's former love interest, to Albert Square. Eve was clearly shaken by Nish's attempts to create tension, and after a run-in with him in a cafe, she decided to propose to Suki. But when Suki fled the scene without answering, Eve was left devastated. Her frustration only grew when she returned home to find Ayesha there, leading to a heated argument with Suki. Fortunately, after some reflection, Suki proposed to Eve, reaffirming their commitment to each other. Nish Panesar is determined to disrupt the happiness of his ex-wife, Suki Panesar, and her new partner, Eve Unwin. Nish has made it clear how much he detests seeing Suki and Eve happy together, especially after their relationship became public following Suki's split from him. In his latest attempt to cause trouble, Nish brought Ayesha, Suki's former love interest, to Albert Square, hoping to create tension between the couple. Despite his efforts, Suki and Eve's relationship remained strong, even after Eve was rattled by his attempts to interfere. However, Nish remains undeterred and is planning further schemes to disrupt their lives, including making a tempting offer to Ayesha in hopes of causing more upset. Ayesha, the former love interest of Suki Panesar, was brought to Albert Square by Nish Panesar in an attempt to create tension between Suki and her partner, Eve Unwin. Ayesha was the wife of the man Nish murdered over 20 years ago, and while Nish believed the affair was between Suki and her husband, it was actually Ayesha who Suki had feelings for. After arriving in Walford, Ayesha and Suki had a heartfelt discussion, where Suki learned that Ayesha shared her feelings and had been living openly as a lesbian for years. This revelation led to some tension between Suki and Eve, but ultimately, Suki reaffirmed her love for Eve. However, Ayesha's presence in the square remains a point of concern, especially as Nish makes a tempting offer to her in a bid to cause more trouble for Suki and Eve.